Good evening. Welcome to the State of Business on our television with me, Kavishka Pereira. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Kalabhushana State Award ceremony held under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. Developing human resource as important as leveraging country location, says State Minister of Finance. News in detail. President Maithripala Sirisena states that there is a requirement for a proper system which enables the passing down of the knowledge and skills of traditional artists for the future generation. Addressing the State Kalabhushana Award ceremony held at the Nelumpokana Theatre yesterday, the President pointed out the importance of paying attention to this matter at ministry level. Nearly 200 artists who had rendered a yeoman's service to art in Sri Lanka were felicitated at the Kalabhushana Award ceremony and received excellence awards from President Sirisena. The award ceremony organized by the Department of Cultural Affairs was being held for the 34th time. President Sirisena also extended his gratitude to all artists who contributed towards building knowledge, public opinion while preserving the local cinema, stage drama, teledrama and writing fields. The National Chamber of Commerce held its 60th annual general meeting in Colombo last night. Speaking during the ceremony, outgoing President of the National Chamber of Commerce, Sujiv Samaravira, stressed the importance of having a national policy with regard to small and medium enterprises.
So the challenge is not only doing your business, but how much you can do to your society, which is large. Then we have to talk about our small and medium industries in this country. We have done a lot to upgrade them. We've given them scholarships, we've given them synergies, we've brought them into various establishments to see the businesses grow. And they're very happy that most of them are now doing very well in the country. Not only doing that, we guide them as to how you should run the business. Sir, I want to emphasize the fact that whilst that we are doing all this work, we find that we need to have a clear policy for SMEs in this country. So many organizations do so much good work in various pockets. We have not been able to put every effort into one basket and to have a national policy for SME development. I urge the government to develop a SME policy which is very strong enough to see how we should, from a stage of developing it up to developing it to a larger scale business, and that is very important. And I'm sure the foreign diplomats here representing various countries will support us in doing so.
Speaking at the 60th Annual General Meeting of the National Chamber of Commerce, Guest of Honour, State Minister of Finance, Iran Vikramaratne, expressed the following regarding Sri Lanka's two unique selling propositions.
Sri Lanka has really only two big unique selling propositions. One is its location. That's a unique selling proposition. We have the biggest market on our doorsteps. We are the gateway east and west. And the other unique selling proposition we have and we need to recognize is our human resources. The smallest country in the region. And the only way we can get ahead is by really developing, continuously investing in our human resources. There is no other way apart from investing in our human resources. And therefore, in everything we do, yes, infrastructure is important, but if we have to have political priorities, it's our human resources that matter the most. And that's what we have neglected over the past decade or so. We have neglected that. And we need to put really our money really there.
Minister Vikramaratne also made the following statement regarding limitations faced by the nation.
What really limits us is not often the things that we talk about. I think what limits us is often our thinking, in my view, is what limits us. You see, we have, sometimes we get into boxes and ideological boxes and so forth in how we should be handling things. It's our thinking that limits us.
Stay tuned for more news after this short commercial break. Welcome back. Speaking exclusively to Art Television, Director General of the Sri Lanka Export Development Board, Jeevani Sirivardhana, expressed the following on the National Export Strategy.
The National Export Strategy, which was launched last year, has spelled out 6 focus sectors the country, all agencies related to export promotion should focus on. So the 6 sectors are 2 in the service sector, which is IT BPM sector, and electrical, electronic sector and wellness tourism. Then in the industrial sector, we have identified boat building industry as a focus sector to be developed for exports. Then in the agriculture sector, it is processed food and beverages, because the need for increasing value addition and exporting more value added products in the food and beverage sector was identified. And the other sixth sector is spices, together with spices and spice concentrates, using spices to add value in the form of extractions and make it export as constraints.
Jeevani Sirivardhana also elaborated upon the steps taken by the EDB to assist exporters.
We have advertised this assistance scheme through the newspapers, and also the information is available with the guidelines on our website, which is srilankabusiness.com, and also we have a very good rapport with the industry through their respective associations and the chambers. So we have informed all these stakeholders that this scheme is available for the it is actually not only for exporters, it is to any entrepreneur can get assistance under this recently approved scheme.
Speaking further, Director General of the EDB, Jeevani Sirivardhana, also expressed the following regarding the Exporters Forum.
We have a forum called the Exporters Forum, where the exporters can bring up their issues. This forum is held once in 2 months, and the issues that the exporters have with regard to their processes or any matter, mostly it comes with the procedures with other government agencies. So the next meeting for this year will be held tomorrow, actually, chaired by Honorable Minister of Development Strategies and International Trade. So wherever there are bottlenecks in the current procedure, the exporters are free to bring it up at the forum. They send the issues to the EDB in advance, and then we take it up with the relevant government agencies and discussed at this forum. So of course, there was recently a matter issue with the Sri Lanka customs, where the procedure, there was a difficulty in clearing some of the export customs documents. So where the EDB then intervened and discussed with the Sri Lanka customs, and now that clearing of CUSDEX within the day that was submitted is also sorted out.
The Sri Lankan spice sector is looking at expanding the sector with technological collaborations and investments following the Global Spice Road Symposium in Colombo in June. The main objective of this event is to create an upheaval in the main segments of spice, namely agronomy, post-harvesting, primary processing, technological intervention and value addition, export and commercials. Along with product quality, the hygiene factor of low-quality spices augmented through the use of health hazardous chemicals, which in fact has been a negative factor contributing to the diminishing demand for Sri Lankan spices. According to the Global Spice Road Symposium Secretariat, the main challenges and constraints confronted mainly by producers and exporters will be addressed in the forum to secure a holistic approach to identify the most feasible solution. The Global Spice Road Symposium will be held at the Bandaranaike International Memorial Hall from July 10th to 13th. Stay tuned for stock updates after this short commercial break. Welcome back. Trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped 5.83 points to close at 5,991.29, and the S&P SL20 dropped 5.44 points to close at 3,077.08. The turnover was 736.7 million rupees and 11 million shares were traded. Next up is Forex rates. Well, that's a wrap of the bulletin for the day, signing off with a promise for tomorrow with nothing but the latest. Thank you and good night.